The ship kit for the Federal Corvette is finally here, and today I'm taking a look at it so you can make up your mind whether this is something you want to purchase. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Down to Earth Astronomy and to Elite Dangerous. The ship kit for the Corvette has finally arrived, and today we're taking a look at it. Looking at all the different modules you get, and this should hopefully give you guys a chance to make up your mind whether this is something you want to purchase for yourself. The ship kit is, I think, 10 euros on the Frontier store. Outfittings. But again, I should say this is not a sponsored video or anything. I have purchased this ship kit myself with my own money, so there are absolutely no ties to Frontier for this video. But anyway, let's get in and let's look at the modules. We're gonna test them out 4 at a time, because as you can see here, once we get down here, we have 4 different slots. We have bumper, wing, spoiler, and tail, and each section has 4 different modules. So that gives you 16 different modules all in all, with a combination of, I don't know how many, a lot of different combinations. But anyway, we're just going to start by fitting the first one in each of them. Then we're going to go over them, and you can then see whether this is whether you like them or not. Okay, so here we have the first set of modifications or ship kits. The first one we're going to look at here is the tail, which is this section here. You can kind of see it being bolted on, which kind of extends the wing a little bit. These black ones here have always been there, so they're standard. But they're bolted on here to either side, kind of extending the wings so they go straight instead of narrowing as they normally do. Let's try to get a good aerial view of this. So normally, as you can see here, the ship would narrow at the end, but now when we have this tail section, it will stay the same width all the way back. So kind of changing the shape of the ship a little bit, but I guess if you like it, then you can use this tail section. Which moves, now that we're talking about the tail, let's move on to this first spoiler, which is what we have right here. These very small, very subtle spoilers. I don't know if they wouldn't really be that effective as spoilers, but I don't know. I don't personally like these that much. I think they're too small, too subtle for a spoiler. But if you like them, you can see them here. Then moving on to the first bumper. Let's move over to the side where there should be a little bit more light. There we go. Oh, okay. It's actually the same. The first bumpers, you can see them here, bolted on there, right in the center. We have these heat vents going out here. This is the little slighter darker gray-ish color that you get. Kind of overhangs the ship a little bit. You can see the original shape of the ship underneath here. So these bumpers kind of again come in above, adding to that feel that you get that the ship is a little wider at the back. Again, you can from the top you can see the original shape of the ship, where the hull would continue all the way down here, and then branch out at this point just after the small maneuvering thruster. But now it actually moves out a little bit earlier, and kind of keeps the same shape, and especially with this new tail section. Moving on to the first nose, which we have here. Doesn't work too well with this ship kit, this color scheme, because it's the one that changes color along the way, along the ship. So it kind of looks a bit out of place here at the front, a bit of a shame actually. I guess if you went for a solid color, it would fit a little bit better. But for this specific theme, I don't think it fits that well because of the color difference, and it kind of makes the ship look like a duck, if you ask me. This is not my favorite nose for this ship, at least. Okay, here is our second set of ship kit modules. Now we can see the tail section. Instead of extending the wing out, it's now extending the slope. So it is now the ship is again being narrower at the end, and it kind of just extends the end of the ship a little bit, as you can see here. And there we go. And again, keeps nicely within the color scheme of the ship here at the rear. Second set of spoilers are these like ears almost sitting here at the top of the cockpit, pointing downwards. Also bolted over here to the frame of the ship. Same thing here. And moving on to the wing sections, of course, these were called wing sections. I called them bumpers. The last one, the bumper is the one at the front. Here we have the second wing, a second set of wings. As before, again, they were over here, kind of aligning up with the back of the ship. Now they're moved forward a little bit, so we have these small stubby wings on the ship. And of course, you have those at either side. And again, with the nose cone here, let's move over and look at that. Again, you can see colors not matching up too well. They kind of have holes for the lights to shine through, and it kind of looks like it's like just an extension of the ship, making sure there are room for whatever symbol you have here at the front. But again, it's a little bit too dark for this color scheme. If you use if you use a different color scheme, it might fit a lot better. So just look at the general shape of it and forget about the color for now. And again, we're going to take a quick top-down view of the ship, so you can see there's the nose extending the ship. There we have the wings, kind of like those actually. Here we have the extended back with the tail section, and of course the spoiler here at the top. Okay, here are the third set of body modifications. This time they're kind of similar to the previous one, but they're now moved down here below the ship. So you can see them here, just extending out just beneath the engines here. Again, they're very subtle. And again, they fit in with the normal shape of the ship, I think. And they are very subtle, not something you would notice unless you are very familiar with how the Corvette is looking. For the spoiler, we again have them up here at the cockpit. We have this spoiler here at the back. Let's go a little slower. You can see it there. On top, again, slight color deviations, kind of the same color as the hatches here, so I guess that's okay. Like a small extra wing with an air intake. Don't know why you would have an air intake on a spaceship, but anyway, so there you have it. That's the top spoiler. Moving on to the wings. Kind of similar to the first one, only that they're flipped around. So now instead of aligning up with the rest of the body, you have these two extra plates kind of open in the middle with more air takes, as you can see here. If we zoom in, how do I zoom in? There we go. There you can see them. And moving on to the front of the ship, this time we have this huge bumper. Bumper, this is the bumper. Unfortunately, it does cover up your symbol here at the front, so if you use that, you'll not be able to see that with this bumper, but it looks pretty good actually. It really looks like this ship is meant for ramming with that spiked nose. So I don't know. It's probably not something I'll use. I kind of like the sleek look on the Corvette. But let's take a quick pan over the ship. We can see the wings here coming out. Kind of stands out a little bit. Then we have the spoiler on top. And if we go far enough back, we should be able to see the wings underneath. And there we go. There are the wings. Okay, let's look at the final 4 modules. Again, going back here to the tail, we can now see that between the 2 layers of armor, I guess, on the Corvette, we now have these plates sticking out here towards the back. I kind of like those. I think they look very good. It fits well within the design. Open holes here. Doesn't change the overall look of the ship from the top that much. It just extends it a little bit. The spoiler is also here at the back, and this is a proper spoiler this time. Just look at that thing. That looks like what you would expect a spoiler to look like, right? Much more noticeable because it extends over the back of the ship than the other spoilers. So I kind of like this one as well. I think it looks pretty good. And all in all, I think these 2 modifications work very well because they both extend beyond the back of the ship. And I feel like the other one where you just extended the second one we looked at was a bit too... It looked like it wasn't meant to be there. These two modifications really looks like they're supposed to be part of the ship. For the wings, we get this one here. Again, very similar to the first one we looked at, but much more open than the other one. And we see these extra fins here for, looks like for heat. The paint job is a bit damaged, but apart from that, and let's move on to the last one here at the front. You can see them here. Here now bolted onto the side, making it kind of looks like a harpoon or something like that. I don't know. Let's try to get a top-down view of the ship again. So here again you can see the bumper here at the front. We have the wings here. And then we have the tail section with the spoiler on. And of course you can take all of these modules and you can mix and match them as you see fit. I'm probably gonna go without on this, because I like this paint job and because it changes color, I'm probably gonna go without a bumper. But anyway, I'm gonna play a little bit around with it, see what I like, and then I'm gonna show you the final setup. So here is the setup that I'm ended up with using. Because I like this paint job so much and none of the bumpers really fitted the ship that well because of the gradient and the color difference between the back and the front of the ship, I decided not to go with a bumper. If you use a more constant color scheme, they actually fit quite well and they fit within the color scheme of the ship. So that's not a problem. And apart from that, I actually went with all the last ones that we looked at. I kept these the wings here, the open ones. Thought they looked pretty cool. And again, as you could probably guess from my review, I kind of like this the look at the back end with the spoiler and these extra side skirts on the ship. So that's what I went for. I think it keeps the kind of overall shape of the ship, which I really like. But just add that little bit extra flair, especially there at the back, and having that extra bolt at the middle look a little bit bigger, just make the ship look a little bit more evil, I think. So this is the setup I'll be using in the future. But anyway, I hope you found it useful. Let me know in the comments if you'll be purchasing this ship kit. Thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.